Hello everyone, welcome back to the latest update series of Drishti IAS. This is Divya Kavatra, and today we are going to discuss about something you must have been watching constantly on news and social media everywhere, that there's sudden influx of immigrants towards Ceuta is happening. Like, what is happening? Why is it so that so many people, thousands and thousands of people are all together coming towards the border? What happened? Right? And everybody's a little bit confused, like, where did they come from? Why are they moving towards Spain, and why are they just giving such slogans? What happened, right? So we'll answer all that. We'll see what the issue is and why this is happening and how does it impact the international dynamic. All right, we'll look at that in deep. Let's understand the topic from the bottom. The Spanish government that is deploying extra troops and police officers to its North African enclave of Ceuta after thousands of people swam and waded into the tiny territory from neighbouring Morocco in matter of hours. Where did they come from? They came from Morocco. Where are they going? Ceuta. I know it seems like Ceuta or something, but the Spanish pronunciation for this is Ceuta. Okay. Yeah. So now they have been migrating. Thousands of migrants have come forward. Videos have been shot at Tarajal beach on Thursday. Crowds of people walking in and constantly driving. Just look at this image. Look at this background image. People coming forward, right? Yeah. So now they've come. Most of them appear to be young men. There were also families and women and children, and they were spelling Viva España. Viva España. That means long live Spain, long live Spain. Why are they just dominating over the slogan? Why are they using it, and what do they want from this? So first of all, let's understand the incident, then we'll come to the why part of it. Okay, the incident is that thousands of people, approximately 2,000 to 3,000 migrants at once, and now with the current updates, things have actually reached to 10,000 also, right? We still have to take a proper count, but yes, it is reaching across 10,000. All of the migrants, they've streamed into Ceuta in a matter of time. They came forward, and some of them even swam, floated, or on inflatable tubes around the Tarajal beach breakwaters, and coming from the borders, whichever way they find. If they had to swim, they swam. If they had to sit on the inflatable tubes, they sat on them, but they came. Everybody is coming there. Why? Human toll, the authorities have confirmed that at least 9 people have already died because of this chaos while attempting the sea crossing, and during that they passed away, right? The bodies have been recovered near the shore. Collapse of the border control. Why did it happen? Border police representative described, they said that the situation is absolute chaos and started at the border checkpoint. Why? Because the checkpoints have totally collapsed. Why the checkpoints have totally collapsed? Because they're saying that the volume of arrivals have come forward, and local reception facilities in Ceuta, they were completely overwhelmed and they were not able to handle it, right? Just imagine thousands of migrants coming as an influx. How are we to handle that, right? And if we cannot handle, obviously we will have to move forward with a proper protocol here, right? Exactly. So now what did they do then? The latest development is that military police deployment. If we see, Spain's interior minister has deployed 60 personnel across the border, saying that we will have to create additional Guardia Civil officers to reinforce the border positions. What has already been destroyed by the masses that were coming forward, to maintain that, to rebuild that, to re-maintain it, we will have to deploy more officers, and that is being done. Number one thing. Second is that they've announced an immediate visit to Ceuta so that they can review the security arrangements as well. Next thing that they've done is rejection of national emergency. Now everybody was saying, if this is happening, you must declare national emergency. But at that point, the president of Ceuta urged that Madrid should formally declare a state of national emergency, but central government rejected the idea, saying that Spanish emergency laws reserve national security declaration when only for extreme weather, wildfire, or nuclear chemical threats. Other than that, no threats are as such listed to declare national emergency. So according to the law, they cannot really declare this an emergency. However, we can guess that very soon they will be changing this law, right? Right now, they might deal with the situation in a different manner. But since this has happened, there's a huge chance that later on they might be changing this to add on such incidents into this structure, right? That is what they will be moving forward to. But right now they cannot declare national emergency. That's why Center has declined that, while Madrid has constantly been asking that you should do this, right? Exactly. Now another development that has happened here is the root catalyst. What is the root catalyst here? Spanish authorities have linked the sudden influx, like why people are coming suddenly, to recent Spanish Supreme Court ruling. Okay, why this is happening, like what is the purpose, why they are moving forward? So recently the Spanish court gave a ruling. What was that ruling? Let's understand that. That will help us understand why people are coming. So the court ruled that migrants intercepted at sea near Ceuta and Melilla could no longer be summarily returned without formal due process. Court said that if they are found at the border, they can come, and if they've entered, they will stay here until you prepare a formally due process to send them back and prove it that they've come. Now everybody used it and they said that, okay, let's enter the border and now it is our country. You keep doing the due process and we know it will never be completed. How will you do it for so many people? How are you going to do that? So they used this opportunity. They said that this legal shift created immediate incentive for sea crossing around the flashpoint. Obviously they will come because you've given them a loophole, a very clear loophole, that you've said that if they've entered, you follow a due process. You cannot just ship them back, right? You will have to follow the due process, and if in doing that, you start following that for thousands of people. You start that, and by the time you complete it, most of them would have lived a very happy life there, right? So they use that opportunity, like this window might close very soon. Supreme Court or the court might rule against this very soon because of this. So everybody is just using that opportunity, that window, that loophole, to just jump into it, right? But that also raises a question, why do they want to enter it so badly and leave behind their own place? Like, what is wrong with it? That raises a question. Let's find the answer to that also. But before that, let's understand in an international and political fallout what has happened. The Schengen tensions are there. Italian Prime Minister Meloni and Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani, they've called for extraordinary measures, including suspending Spain from the Schengen visa-free travel area. Spanish officials have totally rejected the statement as partisan demography. They've said that we are not into this, but to contain this, they will have to declare it illegal and they will have to detach the borders, right? Otherwise, this influx has no end, right? So Moroccan response is that Moroccan police utilized the tear gas, water cannons on the side of the border to disperse the remaining crowd, like at least make them go back, and they agreed to cooperate with Madrid on returning individuals who have entered illegally, right? They're saying that we'll return them without any process as it is, and you take them back. We will work on our law. We'll work on it better so that such loopholes cannot be used further. But for now, you will have to take them back. Whoever has entered illegally, we will be sending them back, and they've made an agreement with the Madrid as well, right? One small loophole, and look at what has happened. And people who are so aware of it, like just imagine, they were so aware that they instantly started moving, like, okay, such a beautiful ruling that has given us an opening, a loophole, let's take a benefit of it, right? Before anybody could even realize, thousands and thousands of people came. That is the power of people. That is the power of the awareness of people that we can see. Amidst that, let's see a map that we have. All right, where is it exactly, and why this is happening? All right, this is Morocco for us. This is Morocco for us, then this is Spain for us, and at this point the borders are conflicting, right? And from here to here they want to move forward. Clear? It is not about the region where they are migrating, it is about crossing the border once, right? It is not specifically about the city that they migrate into, it is about crossing the border once so that they can stay there consistently. But why do they want to leave Morocco so bad? Right? Let's find that out. So what is the geopolitical or geostrategic context here? Why this is happening? Number one, the territorial status, right? what is happening along with Melilla? This is a Spanish autonomous city. Okay. This is Ceuta is a Spanish autonomous city located on the northern African coast that we have seen. Okay. So now the Spain has exercised sovereignty here since 1580. Spain has been ruling this area since 1580. All right. However, Morocco disputes this status. They say that this is wrongful. Why? The enclaves as occupied territories, they call it as occupied territory, like there is POK, Pakistan occupied territory, we call it as POK, they consider it as their Kashmir, right? So same way, here, this is considered as their own territory, while Morocco says this is disputed and it is occupied territory, all right? The geostrategic value is, it sits on the southern side of Strait of Gibraltar. You remember Strait of Gibraltar? Yes, I'll show you in the map once again. One of the world's most critical maritime choke point that connects Atlantic Ocean to Mediterranean Ocean. Please remember this, please remember this. The location itself is very, very important, right? How it is important, we'll talk about it. And the EU frontier, the Ceuta and Melilla constitute only direct land maritime borders between European and the African continent, the only one. The only direct land maritime border. You see the significance of that area, the significance of that location, and how it has vast opportunities and strategic importance as well, right? This is the geopolitical and geostrategic context, all right? Yeah. Now to understand, like, this is incidental, okay? People wanted to come because they got a loophole. But why? Deeply, why would they want to shift? Why would they want to make a shift? To understand a deep cause and motive, let's understand the massive influx was driven by legal judicial shift. Yes. Asymmetric diplomatic coercion and structural socio-economic push factors. Like, number one, immediate legal trigger, that domestic jurisprudence was done, that we've already discussed, right? This became the pull factor. And after that, the geopolitical motive, that is weaponization of migration. Okay. What happened here? Political scientists like Kelly Greenhill defined that this is a deliberate manipulation or creation of cross-border human movement so that they can extract from a target state, right? Moroccan leverage diplomacy is there. Moroccan periodically relaxes border vigilance at Tarajal breakwaters so that they can signal displeasure or force concessions from Spain. They purposely do this to actually force concession from Spain and EU, right? So Western Sahara dispute is there. Moroccan seeks unambiguous Spanish and EU recognition of sovereignty. EU financial assistance is also there because Morocco leverages its role in Europe's Gendam, that is border guard. Then domestic pressure valve is there, allowing unemployed youth to leave serves as a short-term domestic pressure also, right? There will be a pressure release for Morocco's internal economic distress. If there are more unemployed people and you leave the border open, they migrate to some other nation, then they become their problem. For you, it becomes very nice. The data quickly shifts, you get a better output, and suddenly you can show, oh, see, there is no unemployment. So under our rule, there was no employment, so next time vote for us. You understand that? The game is here. This will give them temporary relief. They will come back or the others will become unemployed, but at the same time, for some time, their economic relief will happen, and in that they might do some recovery. Right? So this is also being used. Then there is structural push factor in Sub-Sahara and North Africa also. Political instability is there because governance crisis, military coup across all the Sahel region. What is Sahel region? The Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger region. Okay, that is Sahel region. They have displaced millions already. Climate change has displaced millions already, and now this is happening. So the population influx and the dividend, like India talks about the dividend, that more people from Bangladesh and Myanmar, they keep entering India, from China also. How good is that, right? It deeply impacts our demographic dividend, right? So in that manner, they are also worried about it because of the distribution of resources, right? So what is the key takeaway here? The key takeaway, the major thing that we need to understand about this entire issue is number one thing, border management and asymmetric leverage, right? What happens? Unregulated demographic flows can obviously be weaponized in grey zone conflicts, right? Similar to India's historical experience with the porous eastern borders, Bangladesh, etc. Then integrated border command is what we understand, relying solely on physical barriers without dynamic, intelligence or diplomatic coordination can lead to such sudden failures. And this is a warning for India that this can happen to us. This might happen to us. We should be prepared for that, right? Then institutional resilience, domestic judicial rulings on human rights and international obligations. It should be proactively integrated into frontline borders, right? The enforcement should be done and operational shock can be absorbed. This is a lesson, the key takeaway from this, and India should learn because we definitely have porous borders and a lot to lose here, right? Exactly. That was the issue regarding the sudden influx of migrants in Ceuta, why this is happening, what is happening. And it is amazing to see so many people, they're just dancing and entering the border like, oh, long live Spain, long live Spain. That's amazing, right? I mean, not amazing in the sense for the country, it is not good for them, but amazing in the sense how, people, when they come to their power, what they can do. That is amazing to witness in an era where obviously everybody is fighting for human rights. Their people stand up and do something for themselves like this, and that is amazing, right? According to the national borders, it may be wrong, but to witness something that humans are doing for themselves, that is great. So if you would like to discuss more such current affairs news, we have a daily session, 8:30 a.m. live, Monday to Saturday on Drishti IAS English channel. All right, you can join us there every day to discuss the Hindu newspaper, PIB news analysis, as well as questions from the current affairs. Yeah, that is the structure of the class. This is the timing of the class, 8:30 a.m. live, Monday to Saturday. All right, do join us. And this is the practice question for you from the topic we have just discussed. Read the question, give us your answer in the comment section, and we'll look at that and we'll come up with your answer. Okay, read it carefully and give us your answer. Done? All right, that was our question. Give us your answer in the comment section, and this was our session regarding the Ceuta migration that we have witnessed recently. I hope the issue is clear to you now. Yes? All right, that was the session. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.